Okay, let me call the August ZBA regular meeting for the town of Washington to order. Tonight, there are three applicants before the board. The first is from O'Brien Sims for an area variance to build a garage at 11 North Mabbittsville Road. The lot is zoned HM, and it's a non-conforming lot because you've got to have at least 1 acre on that. The second one is for Blanco for a front porch and steps on Route 44. That is also a non-conforming lot and a non-conforming structure. It's in an R10 zone. And then the last application is also an area variance for a side yard setback for a sunroom and I think a deck, as I recall. And that is a non-conforming lot, also in the R10 zone. So with that, we'll start with the O'Brien Sims, which I believe Ed Lodi is going to represent.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just for anybody's reference, what we usually do is we listen to the applicant, okay? And then we will open the public hearing if there's anybody that wants to talk for or against the application. Close the public hearing, listen from the CAC, our consultant, who's Aaron sitting back there. By the way, my name is John Parisi. I'm the chairman. Frank Reynolds, Katie Briggs, and Peter Audia as four members of the board present tonight. Ed, sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, members?
I'm just going to move the microphone closer to you. I'm sorry. Just want to make sure you're heard.
Do whatever you need to do. But I might be moving around.
That's all right. You move all you want.
Okay.
That's okay.
So we've been retained by Mr. Sims and his wife, and they own this property on the west side of North Mabbittsville Road. As you outlined, it's a non-conforming size property. The building and the lot were cut out years before zoning started. And this gray area is the house. This drawing, by the way, was prepared by Decker Surveying. And if you all recall, about 2 years ago, we had a Zoom meeting, which you permitted us to make a presentation despite the fact that our surveyor wasn't prepared with his part, right? So we realized you couldn't act at that time. And then in the meantime, what's happened is Rugi came through. Mr. Sims explained to me, he said, I was willing to step back and let all this happen before I'm going to come back to vote again. And so we're back here this time. So this gray area is his house. This is the driveway, which comes off North Mabbittsville Road. And he's proposing to put a garage right here. And the garage takes up most of the space that's not permitted because there's a required 30-foot setback there. And we're requesting and a little over 25 feet. I think we're 4'4" from this corner down to the property line. It's a standard 2-car garage. How wide is it, David?
26 feet.
26 feet. And we didn't want to attach it to the house. We left a little space there. There's some masonry construction on that corner anyway. So we realized it's a lot to ask for, but I don't know how else you could do this. They do not have a garage. They have 2 small children, particularly in the winter time, you know, to lug the kids back and forth into the house. It's not easy. So we've been asked by Greg, who's sitting right there, to make this presentation and request this variance. I believe we've prepared all the paperwork properly. Your name's Sean Norman.
Aaron wanted to make it.
Aaron, right, okay. I read your report. I think we got an A, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron says we did everything right.
They're the decision makers.
Pardon?
They're the decision makers.
No, I understand who decides, but we're the consultant. I would like to have the consultant on our side. So in any case, that's basically all there is to it. There's a garage here that requires a sizable variance. So if anybody has any questions, try to answer them.
For the record, why don't you move it back a little further and try and get it away from the property line a little more?
Well, as you can see, if I moved it back maybe about 20 feet, then I could move it this way.
Can I answer that question?
Sure.
The septic is right there. So the septic actually comes out of the middle of the back of the house, and then the leach field comes right off to the left. So if we move back, I'd be right in the leach field. The reason that we didn't do it forward is because I have like big bay windows there, and would just completely block the whole, all the light coming in the house. And that's why we bought the house. And you know, I've been in this town for 44 years. My father had a gas station here with Carter Getty, and you know, and I decided to raise my family here because I love the community, and you can tell that on any Halloween you walk through, and it's just, you know, this is all American town. So we chose to raise a family, and the main issue is that the basement is super wet because it's at the bottom of the hill there. So it's just like anything that we put down there, it just gets destroyed. And you know, two dehumidifiers running constantly.
That's the garage that's under the house, right? There was a garage under the
Yeah,
house,
it's not
right?
really a garage. I have my tractor in there now, but I'd rather not have anything with like gas.
Well, that's Mavisville, it's all wet.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, I mean, it's a small house. It's a Cape Cod, and you know, my wife likes to do a lot of shopping. We just don't have any space. You know, my daughter's about to start driving in another couple of years. The driveway's small, so we want to kind of come up and be able to, you know, park in there and get some of the cars out of the driveway, so it doesn't look like the place on the corner of 44 by Bennett there. You know,
We'll eventually extend the pavement to the garage.
Yeah.
I'll probably do snow.
How would you get access to your backyard if you blocked that off?
Well, it's not going to be entirely blocked off. I am also maintaining that line below that is a fence line that Scott Hutchison put up. And so I maintain that whole fence line anyway, because you can't get a mower around it. It's just continuous. But there is enough to get a tractor around it, and then it's 6 feet off of the house to get around as well. And if I had to get around the backside with large equipment, if a tree or something like that,
You can still get around there.
on the north side, there's room to come through there.
There's a right of way there.
Yeah.
And that's not blocked by anything, trees or?
No, when I planted all the brand new arborvitaes in there, when we first moved in, there was all those pines that were dead. I mean, it was beautiful on our side because it had the sun on our side, but on the other side, it was just like Christmas trees on the top. And so I had Kennedy rip them all out, and we replanted, and those things they're already like 14 feet tall.
So you do have, God forbid, access for fire or whatever
Yeah, so exactly.
in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. How much room is between the house and I don't know what happened to my paperwork.
6 feet.
6 feet.
Six.
No,
Six
on
feet.
on the north side of the house.
On the north side, David,
North side is 26 feet.
or something like
26
that.
feet?
Yeah, it says 26.1 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know my paperwork. I must have mixed it up.
You planning on putting gutters on the garage so the water doesn't run off and down into Ruby's property?
Oh, well, I'm putting gutters there so that it does run into Ruby's property. Because it'll go right into that big tree that they have there.
Thank you. Yeah, they have a big, they have a big berm up there, so. Did they ever fix that corner by your driveway would be the southeast side of your property? There was a catch basin there that was way too high and the water always ran down your driveway and down Mavisville Road and.
Yeah, that's been resolved because they put a new drainage basin there in the middle, and then there's 3 separate drainage points that they put in.
Because that water came down that road.
Yeah, it actually.
I just don't want it to go into your garage. You know, that's the,
Yeah, no, it doesn't,
you're okay.
Yep.
It's okay now, yeah.
I don't have any questions.
Katie?
No, I don't have any questions. Pretty straightforward.
Okay. Then can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Frank, second by Katie, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anybody from the public have any comments, questions on this one? If not, I'll make a motion to close the public.
It's sort of, it's not a comic book, it's a CAC.
Hang on for a minute, I'll get to you.
Oh, it's not a big deal, it's not nothing big.
Well, we need your
Just want to
input.
introduce Dan Scott up there on the screen, but also CAC. He might periodically hear comment as well, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Kate, you know when she's gonna be able to interrupt or she has a question?
Well, it looks like she does. Wait, I'm mute her.
I don't think she can, she must be muted.
Hi,
No?
I'm with
we
Howard on
lost
the
her.
PIC. I don't have any comments at this time.
Okay.
No, it's no her faces.
Okay. I'll make a motion then to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by myself, seconded by Frank, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. CAC, any input on this?
Not really, I mean, it is in the village watershed, that's the only comment I want to make out of it, that's relevant to the ZBA. There's a watershed up there. I am going over the village project, going on in the watershed. I'm not sure if it applies to the ZBA or not.
Well, it would if it's gonna impact it,
But
so
it's not gonna be.
if there was a use or something that it would impact it, it would be very relevant.
Right.
And this is only gonna be for garage, no living quarters.
Right.
Aaron, do you want to weigh in on your critique of this one?
Sure, well, watershed issues would probably be more if it was a living quarter situation. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, I had a question about why the application said that the 2020 variance was denied, but I guess it wasn't denied, it was just withdrawn.
Was withdrawn, wasn't
That's
there?
correct.
That paper that was wrong in the paper.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't require a site plan referral, it doesn't require an architectural review. Noted it's a non-conforming lot, it's below an acre, but they still are required to conform with other zoning requirements, and they are as far as building height and lot coverage go. So yeah, that's the extent of my comments, really.
Okay, thank you. There is some correspondence on that. In your package, there was a letter from Ruby Chevrolet, who has the property just south of that, and they were okay with it, okay? And then there's two emails, or I don't know if they were letters or really emails, but I do have them received from a total of 6 different property owners here, okay? And I'll read one of them because it goes with you say the same thing. The plan appear to be for a garage with no living or workspace other than home use. If this is the case, we agree with allowing the variance to install the garage. Okay, and, I won't read the 6 names, but the other one basically says the same thing. We would like to ensure this application is for a home use garage space only, with no intentions for anything other than residential home use or workshop / garage space. With this confirmation, we support the variance to allow for a garage to be built. Okay. I guess my only interest, since we do have some things from the public, guess I'd like to see something submitted from the homeowner saying it'll only be used for residential, no home occupations or anything else from that thing. And I personally would like to see it notarized, so it's for the record.
We could certainly get you that, no problem.
Okay.
We could also probably make it a condition of the variance if we choose to issue one.
Yep, okay. That works.
Yeah, there's no plumbing or anything going in there.
Okay,
So at this point, I think I would make a motion that we declare this a type 2 action. Secret.
Yeah, too, I didn't-
I'll second
Yeah, I
that.
forgot to mention, like,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. So now it's a question of variance. Side yard is 30. It's gonna require 25.6 foot side yard variance beyond the south side of the property for the garage.
I would make that motion that we approve a side yard variance with those measurements, with the condition that the structure is to be used only for household garage purposes,
Second that.
no living quarters.
Okay, motion by Frank, seconded by Katie, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, the second application is for the porch and front steps. Who's representing? Come on up to the table.
That's Palinka, right?
Yeah, Palinkas.
Thank you, everyone.
Take it easy.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a lot of Christmas pictures of that.
Exactly, I have plenty of them.
Do you have any with the porch on the front?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember it used
Oh,
to
yeah.
decorate that,
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can again.
Okay, when you describe what your project is,
Basically just trying to replace the porch that was on the old farmhouse. Same dimensions as the porch that was on the farmhouse before. I had a building permit for this previously. I started construction and then basically kind of ran out of time trying to refinance the property. So I had to close the building permit, and then between COVID and everything else, it's been like 2 years and 4 months since the building permit had been closed. February 2020 is when the building permit was closed. So it's been too long for me to just reopen the new building permit. So here I am with you guys.
and the porch is the same size it was before,
Yes,
and the steps are the same, or?
yes.
Do we have dates?
I have a copy of the old building permit with me. Which date are you looking for?
When it was removed? last time.
2018, right?
2018,
Oh,
yes.
was it 18? Oh,
That's what
okay.
was in the paper.
Okay. Okay, I thought it was a lot longer than that.
No.
So your front steps would be 27, is that really 28.7 feet? Or is it 28.6?
I was gonna try to do the steps, wide like they used to be on the
No,
porch.
no, I'm looking for the dimension from the road.
How far from the road?
How far from the front of the property?
So Brian Houston did the survey. He says that the property line isn't where the road is. I guess because there's a road setback.
No, we go from the property line, not from the road.
Yeah. So it would, I'm sure Brian, when he did the survey, has it accurate.
So it would be 32,
28.7.
28.7 or 32.8?
No, 32.8 is the
The
porch.
porch.
The steps comes out to 28.7.
Oh, just, I see.
So it's a
I'm sorry.
0.7, Aaron?
Yeah, that's what the drawing said.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
So it reduces the current front yard setback by about 12 and a half feet.
Okay. So this, since this is R10, it'd be 100 feet setback from the road, correct?
That's the minimum.
So you're looking at,
And right now it's about 41.2, so it's a non-conforming structure currently. My minimum is.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. clarity since they issued it.
So you're really looking for a 71.3 front yard setback variance. Okay, so. Any other questions? Katie, Peter? All right, okay. Can I have a motion then to
I
open?
motion to open the public hearing.
Motion by Frank, second by
Second.
Katie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody from the public? No? Okay. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Do I
I
have a
second that.
Motion by John, seconded by Frank, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. CAC, any input?
No, it seems that it's all you guys, all the area stuff.
Okay. Okay, now Aaron,
Yeah, it is all
your
that.
critique of
But
this.
it's, the code unfortunately is quite confusing. We figured it out today. I don't know if you saw my email exchange with Sarah
Mhm.
about some of this. Okay, so basically, the house and the porch predate the zoning together when they were built at the same time. So it's a non-conforming structure in its totality. So that means that when it was demolished in 2018, and apparently there was a building permit that at that time there was no ZBA issue raised. But when he went back in recently, James directed him to come to ZBA, and I believe it was because based on the code 391.7 states that if you're going to expand a non-conforming structure, first of all, you have to meet that 25% rule, which this will. It's basically actually kind of a net zero because the porch is being replaced, being reconstructed.
Right.
But the code still says if you reconstruct a non-conforming building, it has to go through the ZBA for a special permit and then to the planning board for a site plan. That's pretty clearly written in the code. So it would be, I guess, a variance plus a special permit that you would issue, and then refer planning board for a pretty straightforward site plan.
Are there special applications for special use permits?
This isn't a use, it's an area variance.
Mhm.
It's a
Right.
special permit. It's not a special use permit. It's a
Okay.
ZBA special permit.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's a type 2 action procedure.
Okay. Everybody clear on that?
Mhm.
Because we did spend some time.
Yeah,
we have
going
and I
back
read and
forth.
read.
quite a bit
Mhm.
of code interpretation issues.
Right.
It's gonna help us moving forward.
Okay.
Mhm.
You might get one when it's in a wetland, by the way, Aaron just spoke about.
Mhm.
I think there's something coming up to that effect.
Similar expansion of a non-conforming building. Yeah.
So
Well,
I can make a motion.
By making the motion that we declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
I-
Motion by Frank, seconded by Katie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So this basically then requires a variance by us and a special permit and a site plan review by the planning.
Right.
Following us?
Trying to.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
You have another board to go to besides us, the planning.
right.
You've been to the planning board before for the
Yeah.
change, so. Okay.
So it'd be up to us to give the variance.
So it's up to us.
Yeah, he's gonna pass us to go to the
Right,
next
right.
step.
You could also condition it on the planning board approving the site plan.
So we could do the variance plus a
Mhm.
special permit conditioning on the planning board not doing anything to the site plan.
Mhm.
And that's the way I propose that we handle this to minimize
Mhm.
what he has
Right.
to do.
So, okay, so one of us has to make a motion.
Okay, Frank,
Motion.
you're on.
Okay, I
You're the
would
motion
make
guy.
I make a motion that we grant a front yard setback in the amount of 71.3 inches.
No, 3.3.
71.
0.3, I'm sorry,
71.3.
71.3 feet.
Mhm.
That was 28.7.
Well, that's,
The variance
that's a
is
setback.
going the other way.
variance is off of 100
Yeah, the
feet.
variance is 71.3.
Right, 71.3 feet.
Mhm.
And also to issue a special permit in that respect. Upon the condition that the planning board also approve this variance through their site plan process, and also provided that no further changes be made to the site plan.
Mhm. I second.
Katie will second it. So motion by Frank, seconded by Katie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So you have to go, get on the planning board, schedule to get a review of your plans for the pool.
That would be fast, though.
Yeah.
Work
Thank
for
So
you?
you should be good.
That works for you?
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to go
right?
start banging it together
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you would.
Yep.
You have some, it
would look a lot nicer,
older
too.
pictures, I know there's a bunch floating around.
I gotta,
So,
I'll probably get some.
or the grandmother
Yeah, I'll probably get some.
might help.
Yeah, because it looks hideous without it.
Either that or Laura or somebody,
Yeah.
I mean, I could reach out to.
I mean, you drive past it every day, it looks hideous without that porch.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Working my butt off
I'm
there.
sorry, but it's just,
Well, it's nice, you're
it's
fixing
a,
it up. That's
yeah.
nice.
Trying to.
yep,
Yeah,
so yeah,
takes time.
good. You'll be good to go.
The deadline for the September meeting, yeah,
Probably tomorrow.
it's.
And when is it? Next Tuesday?
It's next.
So you have to
Tuesday
have the stuff in by
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
For the October meeting.
That worked best at the last minute. It's fine.
23rd.
Oh, for the 20th meeting on the.
20,
Hold on.
Has to be in by the 23rd. I think
For the
that's
September
2
6th
weeks.
planning board, it has to be in by the 23rd.
23rd.
Okay.
So that's next Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep,
Yes.
yes.
Thanks for
Well,
coming
has
out.
nothing to do with it.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Carbone,
How are you?
you're up to the table.
Nice to meet everyone, thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Having us here tonight. This is Bob Rock, who's my contractor.
Peter, you want to get this one?
No, I got all of it.
Oh, okay.
Well, sure, that'd be a good
Okay.
idea. I didn't know it then. I worked it over anyway, so.
Describe for the public record what you're planning on doing and what you
These are
need.
the pictures.
So,
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, okay.
Basically what it is a 14 by 24 foot sunroom with an endless pool swim spot inside of it. And the reason why we're going for 14 is so that we have about 3 feet on each side to walk around.
Mhm.
A little bit at the end for a chair so you can sit down. But, and then there's a deck off the front of that opens out to the downhill slope of the property. Originally, the garage slash pool house was built, but no pool was ever put in. There's an area here in the bottom underneath where it has the 2 sliding glass doors and windows. And that's basically about a 5.5, 6 foot area by the full length, that's just that space. Nothing was ever done with it. I guess it was going to be changing rooms, for the pool, but nothing was ever put in.
Yeah, the variance that was issued before talks about the garage and the pool house. That's the pool house.
Yeah.
This right here.
Right, this one over here.
So this construction's gonna go off the back of the one-story frame garage.
Correct.
now help me. That's a proposed right there, right there?
This is what it's gonna be very similar look like.
Okay, that's not his house,
Yeah,
that's,
with a deck off the back with glass rails
Mhm.
that
Oh,
extend out.
okay.
Yeah, so this is the back.
This is what the pool looks like.
So this is the back of the garage.
That's the way it looks now.
This is the way it looks now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, inside there is what they call a pool house, which is about 6 foot by, like the garage is 24. So there's an intent, I guess, at some point to build a pool area there. And this is the house, so you can see it again. Here's a detached garage.
Yep.
And this is where the area is going to go.
Okay, so
The
back here.
reason we wanted to put a sunroom there is that an endless pool is something, for, I have arthritis and stuff, so use it aquatic.
Mhm.
My wife's a physical therapist, actually does aquatic work, and she's not gonna do it there, but she wants us to use it in the sunroom so we can use it year round. So we can go in there and.
So it's gonna be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to clarify, you've only got 3 feet on either end of it to make your way
You
around.
have roughly, the pool is 8 feet wide,
Yeah.
And then we have 3 feet on each
This
side.
so that you have access around.
Around it.
Around it, and at the one end, it's a little bit wider, I think it's like 5 or 6 feet. And that's only because there's a automatic cover that's underneath there. And so they can put down a chair and sit down to change.
And you would have access, once you're in the sunroom, you'd have access to that pool room that's already there.
Right, and there's enough room to get around in case of anything.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, because none of that's gonna be blocked off,
Right.
because it's gonna be right here, so you
Right
can have
here.
the full access to that.
Right.
So, and there's stairs right here off of the wall, so,
And then there's a Trex deck that's off, running off the back of that.
Right.
It's nearly not shown in that one right there.
Yeah, it'll be off this back area here, and these will be sliding glass doors coming out
Yeah,
onto the deck.
that whole area back there, once you get there, there's just a hill. all the way
It
down.
just slopes down.
What are you doing for filtration or emptying of the,
It's cartridge filter.
so everything is contained within the cartridge? So you're not discharging anything out onto the
No, it's
property?
cartridge filter, it has an ozonator on the pool, and with the endless pool, we literally use a cup and a half works a week, and that's it. It's a 5%
It's actually
solution.
easier than what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's also got the,
The
the
cover,
current, so you can
so-
swim in it, and
It
and it's,
doesn't
and it can make it smaller.
stabilize with the, for the
I've seen
Clorox.
them.
My wife's a swimmer too, so it's just, yes, it's for athletic.
A lot of people are underneath the misconception, use a ton of chemicals, and that's what the pool industry wants you to do, is use a ton of chemicals, because that's what kills the pool. The idea is that water, like I had a customer that was vice president of Civic Geigy. He said the water in his pool 17 years, he says, it smells good, looks good, we go on. You can't destroy water unless you put antifreeze in it, or nuclear waste.
Okay. Any questions, Peter?
Mm-mm.
Now forward, we're done.
Okay.
Mhm. And thank you for giving a good presentation, so it's easy to see what you want to do. You don't have to imagine it.
So, the, for the sunroom, you've got 88.5 feet to the property line, and for the deck, you've got 88.2. So you're really looking for variance for the sunroom of 11.4, and for the deck, 11.8.
Correct.
Okay. You got those dimensions down?
Mhm.
And there's actually a variance that was, when the house was built,
Mm-hmm.
there was a 25-foot variance that was given in the house, because
Mhm.
I guess the person who put the house there, we bought the house about a year and a half ago, but the person who put the house there had to move it back. And the property actually gets narrow towards the back, and they moved it back to the shale and stuff, so that's why we're up against see how it gets really narrow here. See, it starts to get narrower. So that's why this side is huge.
This must have been for variance. because it's set
Now they got a variance on both sides.
On both sides, yeah. So, you know,
How do you control?
if you had pushed the house up, we would have the issue.
It was one of those quirky ones that we did at the time, that did something like, you got a 25-foot variance on both sides of the house to allow them to set the house in position that ended up workable for the property. Okay, so, but he obviously, whoever built it didn't use the 25 feet on both sides.
No.
Okay, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing. Do I hear a second? Seconded by Katie. All in favor? Aye. I take it there's nobody here, so I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. I'll second it. I'll second it.
Mhm.
Motion by John, seconded by Frank, to close the public hearing. Anything from the CAC? No? Okay, your critique, Aaron?
Yeah, so there was a lot of language in there about 391. Again, we wanted to make sure we were covering it. We talked to Sarah, your counsel, after the fact, and it seems like it's really not applicable in this case, given the fact that we just had a variance recently. It's new construction that technically can't be a non-conforming structure because it's already violating zoning by the variance it got for new construction in 2003. So the whole idea of expanding, 25% really doesn't apply. So
Oh, I
know
thought
that
it did apply on the, since it's the garage and the garage is separate from the house.
No, in this case, the entire, like, all the structures are considered,
All the structures are considered?
yes. Well, in this
Okay,
case,
I missed that then.
yeah, all the structures receive variances, so,
Mhm.
you know, by definition, they're basically never in compliance with something. So it's hard to call them non-conforming when they're never in compliance.
Right, they need to move them back.
Right.
Right,
So for that reason, it's just a straight variance, or less. It doesn't need to go through the same process.
So this was fresh construction in '03?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that makes things a little simpler.
mm-hmm,
So this is on the south side of the property then?
mm-hmm,
Okay.
Yeah,
so they'll be here.
we have a photo of
Yeah.
the area. So here's the,
I'll be in the back.
so it's back here. Okay, and there's a lot of room on the side here. There's the back here. And as you can see, the
This is
new house.
with the back to the garage looking straight back.
When
Mhm.
we do the variance, we have to specify which side of,
Oh, yeah, okay.
which property line you're working towards. So if this is the north on the, right here,
Right, that would be on the
so this would be on the
south
south side.
side.
South,
Correct,
right?
south side.
South side. Mhm.
Okay, so
All
the
right.
two variances would be to the south side, Frank.
Mhm.
All right, so I would make a motion that we grant the side yard setback on the southerly side of the garage, the amount of 11.4 feet for the sunroom. And also to grant side yard setback on the southerly line of this property for the deck in the amount of 11.8 feet. I don't think there's any conditions attached to it.
What's the setback, 100?
100, it's R10,
Right.
so side yard would be.
So,
The front
That was news to me when
Yeah.
when we first started doing this.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
Motion by Frank, seconded by John. All in favor?
aye.
Guys are good to go.
Good.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Thank
Send
you.
pictures when it's done. Love to see when it's done.
Okay.
Thank you. I can do your soaps and.
There you go.
Yeah. Old football injuries. It was fun when I did it, but
Yeah, yeah.
now I'm getting older.
No.
They're getting harder, right?
My wife
Yeah.
was a dancer when she was young.
Oh, really?
She just had to have both hips replaced. So,
Wow.
Geez.
yeah, she was really when she danced in New York Ballet.
Oh, my wife was a physical therapist in there too, for
Oh,
about
really?
13 years.
Yeah,
I
my
don't,
wife danced with them when she was young.
yeah, that's her name is Barbara Carbo. She had,
David
Oh, that's my
Arfars.
wife.
yeah, because she was a physical therapist.
This would have been
David
back when
Arfars'
she was in the
was down there.
70s. Was that?
Oh, that
David
she's-
Arfars.
I thought
Like,
it was-
was out there.
Yeah,
She was a dancer down there.
80s maybe?
No, it would have been the 80s.
Yeah.
We had a lot of them when
No, it
Bennett
would
was
have
here.
been
Yeah.
I knew a lot of them.
mid-70s.
Those were my heydays.
My wife, she started when she was 12.
I was gonna say anything.
And then she left.
I was gonna say, you audio boys.
So my wife was.
No, my brother,
my
your
wife
hips.
he got married
was
too
with a
early.
jockey for a little while, and then
We're still being.
they set her courses to do. I mean, it's a tough. My daughter did it for a while. She's an American Ballet Theater.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Can I have a motion to
Yeah.
adjourn?
Here, my
Second
wife,
by Katie.
All in
We have a
favor?
ballet.
Aye.
And the things we do. when
We're all done.
Pay for them, a little
Yeah,
bit.
I mean,
Pay for them, a little bit.
my knees are shot and everything. So, thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, take care.
Thank you.
Aaron, thank you
Are
for
we
coming
off?
out tonight.
Yes.
we're
Yes,
off.
big help.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, we sorted those things out nicely.
We're getting a little bit of everything so far in these 3